Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be updating you on some more current latest news. I've just been doing some researching again to see what's going on in the latest news, and something else is currently updated. This is now apparently, I can't even pronounce the player's name. He's a Napoli player. He's aged 30 years old. He's called Mahrek Hamsik or something like that. He's a Napoli player. He's now 30. He's 30 years old. Is this player? He's a player that's now been at Napoli for a decade. This player is a player that risen up the ranks. He's been at Slovan Bratsphere in the past for a couple of years. To 2004, and then he went to another team for 3 years till 2007. Couldn't remember the team's name. And since then, he has been at Napoli. So he has been at Napoli since the age of 20 as this player, and he's risen up the ranks fantastically well. So he's been at Napoli now for 10 years, and according to reports, no, I don't think any team has put an initial approach out for the player, but the player has come out with a few interesting comments of what he said. He said he basically has no intentions of leaving this player. He has no intention of leaving, but if teams like, he insisted if Barcelona, Bayern Munich or Manchester United were to go for the player, he admitted it would be a tough decision to turn down these teams, and he said it would be one of the most toughest decisions of his career. And this is basically what the 30-year-old has actually explained. The current Napoli player, he's explained the situation. It would be a tough decision to turn down Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world. I don't think the player's got any intentions of leaving, but if any teams like, big clubs like United, Barcelona or Bayern Munich to go in for him, he would maybe then consider a move. And he's explained it would be hard to turn down Manchester United if we were to make an approach for the player in January, but he only extended his contract a year ago. I think he's got 2 years left on his deal as this Mahrek Hamsik from Napoli. But I'm just reading some of his stats. Some of his stats are very quite impressive. As I said, he's a player that's risen up ranks, and he has been at Napoli 10 years. He's won a couple of leagues with them. Napoli as this Mahrek Hamsik. He's won another trophy. He's also won Serie A Team of the Year before. On 6 occasions, he's also won Slovak Footballer of the Year. And he has also won Serie A Young Footballer of the Year as well as this player. He's also earned 99 caps for Slovakia as well. And apparently he's one of the most creative elite players in Europe, especially is this player. He's creative, he's good at finding space, he's very competitive. He is the vice captain of Napoli. He is an attacking midfielder. Is this player? He's skillful, he's tenacious, he's competitive, good at driving forward. This player, very tenacious, competitive, very creative player as well. And it's just heard that apparently, I don't think there's been an approach yet. If any teams are willing to, obviously the transfer window shut, but if any teams are willing to approach for the player maybe in January, he may consider the player. But I don't think he's got intention of leaving. But if he did come with teams like Manchester United or teams from England, or teams from Germany, if they were to go for him, then he said it would be a tough decision to turn that opportunity down, because he has been in Serie A now for 10 years as this player. So we're going to a bit of his current stats now. I think the player, all in all, in his 10-year period with Napoli, has made about 456 appearances for the club. I think he scored about 113 goals as well as this player, and I think last season he scored about 15 goals as well. And also the player back in 2012-13, I think he got voted the player who provided the most assists in Serie A as well. So he looks a promising player. He looks a very promising player. He's age 30 now, so he's still got quite a few years ahead of him. I don't really know much about the player, to be quite honest with you, but he said I think he's made 350 appearances in Serie A, but all in all he's made about 456 appearances. He's scored about 113 goals, and I think last season he scored 15 goals as well, and I think teams have been interested in the past, but this has been currently turned down for the player. So he looks an exciting player to what I've basically been reading of him. He's a player that can score goals, and what I've seen, he's creative, he's very competitive. But he did say, this is, I think he confirmed this in an interview, he did say, I don't think there's any intention of leaving. If there were no, but if like a team with Manchester United were to go approach him in January, like who are a massive club, just like Bayern Munich are a massive club, just like Barcelona a massive club, then he said it would be one of the tough decisions of his career, and he said it would be hard to turn them teams down, including Manchester United. And this is what the current 30-year-old player has explained in this situation. But he's the vice captain and he's an attacking midfielder. Is this player as well? I've just been reading up about. We heard the reports about wait there. And as I said, we've also heard the reports about Thomas Muller, as I was suggesting, Thomas Muller, it said a few teams are very, very interested. It said Chelsea are interested. It said Arsenal have joined the race. Manchester United are interested in the player. Liverpool have made inquiries over Thomas Muller as well, who's risen up the ranks fantastically well with Bayern Munich. Participated once in the reserve team. He has now been at Bayern Munich, Thomas Muller, now for he's been there now for 9 years as Thomas Muller, creative, good at operating space, very skillful, very tenacious, another very competitive player, but he can play in a variety of attacking roles, can Thomas Muller as well. Let's have a look at my battery on my phone. But Thomas Muller, in his career, he's won 17 trophies. Manchester United tried getting him back in 2015 through Louis van Gaal for 85 million, got turned down, didn't materialise. But now I think since Carlo Ancelotti has taken over Bayern Munich, he's not getting that first team regular football that a current player wants. We know the player can play as an attacking mid, he can play as a winger, he can play as a centre forward, he can play as a second striker. So he's good at linking up the play. He's fast, he's quick. Very, very good on the ball. He's this player, and he's a player that, all in all, 398 appearances, 161 goals. I think he only netted 9 times last season, and he's also earned 87 caps for Germany as well. Has this current player? He may be considering a move now. Teams may go for him in January now, considering that he's not getting that starting position that he currently wants, or he's not getting put in his preferred position, this player, when he plays. But he's one of the most creative players in world football, of what I've watched of Thomas Muller. He's been at Bayern Munich for 9 years. He's won, he's won a lot of honours. He's won Champions League with him. He's won dozens of Bundesligas with him. He's won Super Cup with him, Champions League, Super Cup, Bundesliga, and he's also won the FIFA Club World Cup. He's won Golden Boots, he's won Silver Boots as this player as well. And he did say basically that he's also got, I think he's got a contract till 2021 with Munich as well. But yeah, he may consider the move, and the teams are also interested in him as well. And he's a high prospect as well. I think he's age 27, him as well. So we'll get some more latest news now. Obviously, as I did update you guys on yesterday about Thomas Lemar. Thomas Lemar did come out yesterday that now Arsenal apparently are the favourites to capture the player in January for the entirety of the window. Last time out they were interested. Apparently now they've come to an agreement of a deal in principle. It's a 5-year deal. It's £250,000 a week is going to be earning, and it is a 92 million bid, which is going to be a record fee for Arsenal if this does currently materialise. But as we all know, these reports had broke out yesterday, and Arsene Wenger, wait, I just put my phone on charge, it's bloody dead. Let's get my drink. yeah, so what I was saying, so about Lamar, Arsene Wenger come out basically saying yesterday he denied any suggestions at all. He had denied this, that he ever turned down Arsenal, Lamar. He just basically said in the profess, Sanchez is focused with Arsenal at the moment, that Lamar's focused at Monaco and he's got 3 years left on his current deal. There was some reports actually suggesting that if it was true or not that he did prefer to move to Liverpool right at the end of the deadline day. But Arsene Wenger denied any suggestions that he actually turned down Arsenal. He currently doesn't believe in any of this. He currently dispelled the myth, did Arsene Wenger. So I think now, in reality, I think they could get a deal over the line in January for Thomas Lamar. The player they'd been heavily linked with in the August window, they'd had discussions. In the process of it, Arsenal had had 2 bids turned down for the player after negotiations go on. Arsenal weren't prepared to meet the valuation Monaco were demanding. Monaco lost a lot of players in the August transfer window, and they raised a lot. They recouped a lot of money as well, did Monaco in this transfer window. But with Lamar, and then basically Arsene Wenger then also classified it as dead. Man United had been involved. Liverpool had then come into the current equation, put a 55, put a 65, 66. They got turned down. That had been a record fee. And then they were in the process of offering £76 million, should I say. That didn't currently materialise because then Arsenal basically come out of the blocks, offered 92 million for Lamar, accepted by Monaco, but apparently, well, the player did stay at Monaco, but apparently, what reports are saying he preferred the move to Liverpool, and this is basically what had been recorded out. And the Italian journalist early on in the August window said he would make the current move to Arsenal with Lamar. Didn't materialise, but I think in January they're going to get a deal over the line to sign Thomas Lamar from Arsenal, to sign Thomas Lamar from Monaco, and he's done very, very well for France, has been proven as Lamar. He's got 3 years left in his deal. He can play in the middle, he can play anywhere on the left. Liverpool had talks with him before, didn't materialise though. Few teams have been interested in Lamar, but Monaco's resistance of the player in the August transfer window. This is probably why Arsenal found it hard to capture him in the August transfer window. But apparently now they've come to an agreement in principle for Lamar in January, and now Arsene Wenger's in City. He still may not have to sanction Alexis Sanchez off now in the current January window, because my perspective, he does still have to maybe sanction Sanchez off, because one, he does want to make the move, as I said, and it did say City could land him for £20 million in January. City could land him for £20 million in January, could Manchester City. They could land Sanchez for £20 million. Arsenal could have cashed in on £50-60 million rather than cashing on £20 million, but Arsenal had turned down a £50-60 million bid for Alexis Sanchez. And in speculation, Arsene Wenger's been ruthless. He's been reluctant to offload the player, and numerous teams have been interested in Sanchez. Numerous teams. Pep Guardiola was looking to reunite with the player after they were fantastic at Barcelona. He's been at Arsenal 4 years, won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons with Arsenal. He's not satisfied about this. Sanchez, he did clarify that he told his teammates that he did want to make the move. He turned down £300,000 a week from Arsenal, and he was demanding £400,000 a week. And it did initially say that he'd agreed a £325,000 a week with Manchester City, but in the process, no bid. And there were no bid in the equation when it had actually had suggested that out. But Sanchez just said he wants Champions League football, and this is basically what Sanchez just said. And Wenger said he was looking well in training, he was working very, very hard, he was convinced he was going to stay at the club, see out his deal, and he was going to come free next summer. But either way, Arsenal will not allow Sanchez, well, I wouldn't anywhere, to go free transfer next summer. At least they would cash in at least £20 million in January, rather than let him go free next summer. But it looked realistically they were going to get Sanchez. It looked realistically, that actually, was going to happen. If they'd have found that adequate replacement, if they'd got Lamar, or maybe got Sterling in the process, or Aguero, Arsene Wenger and Arsenal would have softened their stance regarding Alexis Sanchez, who scored 24 goals last season, but it didn't currently materialising. We know Arsenal also had another target as a replacement, Julian Draxler from PSG, because we know PSG have invested a lot of money in the transfer window. They've offloaded a couple of players, but they invested quite a bit of money in the window as well. But Julian Draxler risen up the ranks with Schalke. In the process of it, they only bought him in January from Wolfsburg, so PSG may want to give the player another season to see how he progresses. And he's still young, and he can become he can become a high prospect as well. Can Julian Draxler? But Julian Draxler, you know, his crossing success was fantastic last season, better than everyone else is in the division. And he did perform fantastically well in the Confederations Cup with Germany as well. Did Julian Draxler, very, very promising young player. People say he may not get first team football or get guaranteed first team football every game due to now they've got Mbappe in there, Neymar's added in there, and you know they've got a lot of other quality players, so it may be hard for him to get first team football every game. But PSG are convinced they want to keep the current player. But going back to the Mahrek Hamsik, as I did say, you know, he's been at Slovan Bratsphere before he went to another team for a year, and he's been at Napoli now for 10 years as his player, and he's won a couple of honours. You know, as I said, he's won the Slovak Football of the Year 6 times. He's won Serie A young player. What did he win now? Slovak Football of the Year, provided a lot. He's very, very good at producing assists as well. He won Serie A young footballer of the year as well. He won Serie A team of the year before, and he looks a very, very promising player. And he's now age 30, won a couple of titles with Napoli. Is this player? His form is in Europe, it's supposed to be apparently good. But you know, he's admitted this. He said, you know, it'd be one of the tough divisions of his career. If Manchester United come knocking on the door, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, top clubs like that, it would be hard for him to turn that down. He did sign an extension a year ago. I think he's got 2 years left on his deal, this player. I've never heard of the player before in my life. I've just looked at some of his stats and looked very impressed. I think he scored 15 goals last season, as I said. All in all, I think he's made about 456 appearances for the Napoli. He's gained 99... or is it 97? I think it's 99 caps with Slovakia, this player. So he looks a very, very promising player. He scored 113 goals in his career with Napoli. And he just looks a promising player. And he's a vice-captain. He's an attacking midfielder, is this player as well. So he looks a very, very interesting player for what some of the stats I've just read about. And so this is the main part of this video. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. Subscribe as always. What do you think to this situation? Put your comments, likes below and take it easy. And I'll see you all later. Bye.